You've probably noticed that contactless payments are everywhere these days, right? But have you ever stopped to wonder why they're being pushed so aggressively? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll have a completely new understanding of why companies, governments, and even banks are promoting this payment method, and why you might be unknowingly caught in the middle of it all. Now, for years, the traditional swipe or insert method at checkout seemed like the only way. But in the last decade, contactless payments have taken over. Have you ever thought about who benefits from this shift and why it's happening right now? I've spent quite a bit of time digging into this topic, doing research, and even talking to industry insiders. Trust me, there's more to it than just convenience. For the first reason, it's about speed. That's the obvious one, right? With contactless, you can tap and go, cutting down transaction times by half or even more. And that's a big deal in retail. But what a lot of people don't realize is that it's not just about making things quicker for you. No, it's about businesses maximizing efficiency. A faster checkout means more customers in the door, more sales, and fewer abandoned carts. In fact, studies show that faster payments lead to higher conversion rates, meaning businesses get more money with less effort. This is why companies like McDonald's, Starbucks, and even luxury retailers are pushing contactless payments in their stores. But here's the twist. Contactless is also about data. Every time you tap your card or phone, your transaction isn't just recorded, it's analyzed. That's right. Your spending habits, what you buy, when you buy it, and how often. All of this is valuable data that businesses can use to market to you more effectively. It's no coincidence that you'll start getting ads for things you've recently purchased or things you're about to need just when you need them. That's not magic. It's data-driven marketing at work. Now, let's dive into the second reason: security. You might be thinking, wait, isn't contactless less secure? Well, here's the thing. For many years, we've been told that the chip and PIN method is the gold standard. But as it turns out, contactless payments are actually built on some of the most secure technology out there. They use encryption and tokenization, making it harder for hackers to steal your info. And the reason that's such a big deal? Well, the financial industry, which has been battling fraud for years, has found that contactless transactions are much more secure than traditional swipes. But what about the fraud risks that some of us still fear? Well, it's worth noting that with many contactless systems, you have a $50 or $100 limit before you need to enter your PIN. That's a safeguard in place, and it's part of why contactless payments are being so aggressively pushed. They offer a layer of protection that previous methods didn't. It's a win-win for both consumers and the financial system. So, why are governments getting involved? This third reason ties everything together. Governments are pushing for contactless payments because it aligns perfectly with the goals of a cashless society. But it's not just about convenience or efficiency. It's about transparency and control. With digital payments, everything is traceable. And while that's great for fighting fraud or tracking spending, it also gives governments more control over the economy. They can more easily monitor transactions, tax revenues, and even implement financial policies on a broader scale. It's a push for digitization, and ultimately, a push towards more centralized control of finances. Now, here's the part you don't want to miss. In the near future, this trend is going to accelerate. We're already seeing some countries experimenting with digital currencies, and once that becomes mainstream, the push for contactless payments will only intensify. If you're someone who values privacy and control over your finances, this is something you should be aware of. The technology is already here, and it's evolving quickly. That's why it's important to keep an eye on these trends, especially if you want to stay ahead of the curve. If you found value in understanding why contactless payments are being pushed so aggressively, consider subscribing to support content like this. There's more to the story, and we're just scratching the surface. Stay tuned for the next video.